So I can't escape it. Star Wars is back on the podcast again.
Did you say you never want to talk about Star Wars ever again?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars.
It's the best Star Wars. It's so good.
Give me those Star Wars.
Okay. Actually, though, this is actually if they were going to release a Star Wars product to get me excited, it would be this one. So I'm actually pretty pumped for Star Wars Squadrons, which is coming out in October for PC, Xbox One, and PS4, and it's going to have crossplay on all systems, which is pretty great. I'm getting excited to see more crossplay. As we go on, No Man's Sky just recently got crossplay in a big update, and EA just did crossplay for Need for Speed Heat. I think they implemented that last week.
We're finally over those natural barriers. You think
I mean, this is still a trickle, but as time goes on, I think we really are going to see a lot more crossplay, and I will commend EA. I don't give them a lot for much, but if they're going to try to implement crossplay and all their stuff going forward, very good. That's great. So Star Wars Squadrons is entirely a Star Wars universe-based dogfighting game. It's going to be 5-on-5. There's going to be a story mode where you switch between a pilot for the Alliance and a pilot for the Empire. And it's going to tell both sides of the story.
At the same time when you're going through?
Yes.
And
I
like that.
It'll be interesting. Well, it could be interesting.
I want to really pretend I'm fighting the Empire. I don't want to then be killing my compatriots after that.
Here's what it says about the single-player campaign. This is on Engadget. The single-player campaign takes place after the Battle of Endor and the destruction of the Death Star 2. You'll swap between the perspectives of two pilots, one from the New Republic's heroic Vanguard Squadron and the other representing the Empire's Titan Squadron. Both pilots are customizable, and the campaign will feature an array of original characters. You might also spot cameos.
There Wedge in the trailer, I think, for a second.
But on multiplayer, it's saying, and this obviously these could be modes in single player as well. It's going to be 5-on-5 dogfights, and then there will be fleet battles where it'll be cooperative, where you and your teammates work together to take down like a Star Destroyer or something like that. The trailer looked good. I don't believe the trailer was gameplay at all. It says at the bottom
it's using the engine but not gameplay.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. It does say here that not on October 2nd. Oh, EA will keep the ball rolling with a gameplay preview at EA Play this Thursday. So a couple of days they'll show.
Damn it, we're behind, Ian. We're all out of whack with our coverage.
But
number one trending on YouTube was this trailer, I guess, at one point.
I can't say much from the trailer, but I love dogfighting games, and while I don't really it's hard to get me to give a shit about Star Wars. I might even download them today when I get home and play them again. I love games like X-Wing and TIE Fighter. They're amazing games, and I played them endlessly. I love this shit. Flying around in a spaceship going pew pew and zoom zoom is my fucking stuff.
All you want to do is want to pew pew and a zoom zoom?
Pew 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 and a zoom zoom.
Well, here's the thing, Ian. To quote Ian, we don't know if this is a sim or more of an arcade game.
I'm going to guess that this is going to be more arcadey if it's coming out of EA.
Then I'm not interested. I'm out. First of all, I didn't know that this is the first dedicated dogfighting Star Wars game since the GameCube. I didn't know that since Rogue Squadron 3. I read that.
Since Rogue Squadron 2, I think Rogue Squadron 3 had on-land segments.
Oh, okay. Either way, it's been like 17 years or so since they had a dedicated, which is insane when you think about it. Like they've ignored. I get on the fucking Jedi shit because when you just focus on Jedi stuff, there's so much other cool Star Wars stuff that you don't realize still exists. You're like, there's a part of the market like Pat was in the 90s that would rather play X-Wing and TIE Fighter than play fucking Jedi Knight 2, which I never played when it came out in the 90s. So focus on me and Ian for a bit here, all right? No fucking lightsabers. Give me an A-Wing, give me a TIE Interceptor. Let's go. Now, one other interesting thing is that I saw was it the retail price only be $40,
Only $40, and I was
under $50.
and I was afraid. Actually, yeah, that's a big thing to mention. $40, and they actually said, there will be cosmetics and gameplay modifiers such as weapons, hulls, engines, and shields. But EA said you'll be able to earn all of these through gameplay alone.
Wow.
We will see how much this holds true. However, they mention, and it's something to look back on and think about, they faced an insane amount of backlash over their loot boxes in Battlefront 2.
Sure.
And I don't think they're going to want to make that mistake again.
That was huge PR loss there. That was gigantic.
I mean, it basically, I think it tanked the game. I mean, people played it and they made some updates, and people said, hey, if you liked the original Battlefront that they did, which I did, and I was in the minority, they were like, it was a good game.
But people are already done. They're like,
but they're like, yeah, it's...
Well, this is interesting,
over
though. I understand you want to update, like, your TIE bomber with cosmetics or whatever. Like, in real life, you know, if you were flying in World War II, you'd paint a lady on the side of your, you know, whatever. You would do that. Weapon and engine and shield upgrades, that to me is interesting, but now you're getting away from the reason that each of your craft are different and the strengths versus weaknesses each has. Unless it's like subtle, I don't know. There's a reason why when you played...
My guess is it's going to be subtle. It's just like a racing game. Just because you can upgrade and do things to your car doesn't mean you can take a shit car and make it a fucking sports car.
I get that, but like when you played missions in TIE Fighter or X-Wing back in the day, you were given a specific fighter to complete a certain type of objective. If you got like an A-Wing, you're probably doing a recon mission or like an escort mission. If you're getting an X-Wing, you're doing dogfighting or you're taking out, you know, a group of TIE fighters. If you got a Y-Wing or a B-Wing, you're probably doing a bombing run. Then there's little mixtures of each, obviously. You can do a bombing run with an X-Wing because it has proton torpedoes. I know my shit out there. But you get away from that when you just say, well, starting with an X-Wing, I'm going to build it up to like it can sustain a pounding like a B-Wing can or a Y-Wing can. It just bothers me. Obviously, this is going to be dumbed down. This is not going to be then. The more I think about it, it's not going to be a sim.
No.
The one thing I saw that was
going to be an online skirmish game.
Well, no, it's single player as well, though.
I know, but I mean, just going by where EA is and how developers work these days,
and how arcade
I would be surprised if the single player campaign is anything more than.
It won't be like a
tacked on. We're talking. No, I'm just saying. I feel like it's going to be tacked. We're talking a $40 game.
Well, why is it $40?
My guess is because the majority of this is being put into the online and not into the single player campaign. Of course, that's why I'm saying. Of course, it's going to be arcade-ish because it's meant to jump in and play. It's going to be a Call of Duty, but for space dogfights.
Or it's leftover crap from that wasn't put in the last Battlefront game potentially.
That's possibly it too, because I didn't play the second one, but the dogfighting stuff in the first one was woefully underrepresented. It was very simplistic.
Well, the one thing I saw mentioned, which is positive, that's I guess they're trying to say it's kind of sim, is that so oh, you're managing, you know, your engine power versus your shields versus your weapons. Like, well, that's what it always was in the original sim games. You had to manage 3 different systems and the charging rate versus your engine speed. And your recharge level. I mean, that's how it always was. And you transferred power in between them. I guess the closest thing you can say would be like in Star Trek. It's like, oh, transfer powers to the shields, transfer power to the engine. Like that's how it works. It's the most rudimentary management system you have, but it gives you life in the game. It's like, well, I'm getting pounded. I gotta maybe not fire as much. I'm gonna transfer the energy to the shields, or else I'm gonna be destroyed. But that's cool. At least they put that in there. All right, I wish this was Thursday because now we're going to talk about this again next week potentially for a little bit. I really want to see how this looks, because if this is something impressive, you might look at Pat buying his first Star Wars game, brand new, in let's see, 20 years maybe. Over 20 years. I'm trying to think if I bought a brand new Star Wars game in the past 20 years, and I don't think I have. I think it's been like 98 was probably the last time I did it. So. What's your favorite, you know, on the Rebel Lines versus a TIE Fighter? What is your favorite craft? No B-Wing in the game, by the way. I'm kind of annoyed by that. They put this fucking U-Wing in instead? Give me a B-Wing, damn it. Sorry.
TIE Interceptor, and I'm a fan of the Y-Wing.
You like the Y-wing? Like a little beefier,
Yeah, I like the Y.
a little more proton torpedo.
But I'm not gonna lie, the fucking the X-wing's always been a very, very cool design to me.
Well, it's all around.
Yeah,
It's all around. It does
it's a very
everything.
cool looking. It's a very cool looking craft. But I'd like to use the Y-wing in X-wing.
Plus you get the ion cannon on the Y-wing as well,
Mm-hmm.
and on the B-wing as well. The B-wing was interesting because obviously it took a pounding because it was slow. It was like your heavy bomber, and that thing. You remember getting shot up in the B-wing? Like if your shield was down, you weren't done. You could take some hits. You could take like a 10, 12 hits still in that. An A-wing, one hit after the shields, you're done. It's like you're made out of cardboard. The A-wing.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing with a TIE fighter. You know, TIE fighter, you take like 1 or 2 hits, you're done.
You're finished.
Defender's a little bit better, but you don't have any shields still. Get that TIE Advance or TIE Defender. I think the TIE Defender's in this game. The TIE Defender is like a TIE Interceptor, with shields. It's like the ultimate, and it's probably overpowered, and that's not in this one either. TIE Advance was cool. Once you get the TIE Advanced, it's like, oh, I can feel like, you know, I could actually take a pounding here. I think I always enjoyed playing TIE Fighter more though, for some reason. Maybe because it had the more structured military structure. You get the promotions. You get like the really creepy Sith tattoos in it. Thing.
I wanted to like X-wing more because I wanted to root for the good guys, but one, I love the TIE ships, and two, it was just a better fleshed out game. It came out after X-wing.
Came out like a year and a half after.
There was more shit in it. Yeah, it
looked a little bit better.
It was a slightly beefier game.
I guess I was lucky. I never played the original X-wing. I went right to the collector CD, which had the add-on missions and all the voice stuff with Admiral Akbar. So I don't know how it looked in comparison to the original. I'm guessing it looked a little bit better, the CD version.
That's the one that I remember the most.
I bought both. I bought the CDs of both actually. I think with TIE Fighter, they came out. Let's see, they had the add-on pack. Then they did it both. But I think the CD TIE Fighter one came out a lot sooner than the X-wing one did after they came out. Whatever. All right, I'm gonna check this out. $40. Come on, man. No loot boxes potentially. We don't know about loot boxes. We'll see. Oh, you get 10% off if you do EA Access or Origin Access Basic member. There you go.